Before you enroll your child to learn a tech skill or a digital skill in this 21st century, there are things that you need to note, right? This is coming from us that's been training children for me, it's been over 4 years, and for her, it's been more than 10 years. Okay, so these are things that we've noted and we've noticed on how these children get to adapt and get to learn tech skills. And we think that you, as a parent, need to know about this. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Frederick and this is
Betty.
And we are here to talk to you about things you need to know when enrolling your child to learn a tech skill in this 21st century.
Yeah.
Okay, so Betty, what's been your experience teaching children tech skill in the past 9 to 10 years, right?
Yes, it has really been fantastic. Okay, so we have the exciting time and we also have the time that looks like it's a struggle thing, because you meet different children, different expression, the ones that love the skill, the ones that are trying to understand, the ones that just meet different kinds of children. But for the past 9-10 years, it has really been an awesome journey.
Okay. So let's jump into what we are, discussing today on what parents should note or should know before enrolling their children or their child into learning a tech skill, right? Because we've actually seen that this is something that is trending. Okay, a lot of parents, it's almost like when we were younger, such that if you're not sent to school, then it literally means that your parents are either not doing well or do not want the best for you. All right, even though that not everybody that went to school turned out successful. Today, what is in vogue for parents is putting their children to learn a tech skill. We would say it's very, very important. It's very, very necessary, because I would only say that the future is tech. All right, no matter what your child eventually enrolls to learn in university, in college, whether it's medicine, engineering, whatever, right? If they do not have good knowledge of the tech associated with that field, it would be better that they didn't learn it at all. We were safe. All right, I have a medical background and there was nothing really tech in what we learned. But if you're going to go through med school and you're not interested in tech, robotic surgery, a lot of things, all right, then just get ready to go back to your village. So now, what do parents need to know before enrolling their children to learn a tech skill?
All right, so there are so many things, but I'll start with the first one. The first thing that a parent needs to take note of is your child's interests. So let's start with what your child likes. If your child likes to draw, I always tell parents, if your child is a very creative artist, they like to draw, they like to sketch out things, they like to paint out, to paint things, you should be looking at a skill like stop motion animation, right? Because when we draw, our objects are still, they're just inanimate, just there. But a skill like stop motion animation, the child is able to animate those joints, give life to those joints. That way, it is interesting because it is my drawing and I'm now animating the joint, and then the joints are moving, that way I'll feel excited. Oh my god, I want to just continue. Then the child knows how to draw, and then you want the child to be a model. Well, it can still blend, but then what I'm just trying to say is, let's start with the child's interest. So the child like this, and we want to enroll the child in a digital skill. Let's use that thing that the child likes and channel a digital skill, a tech skill that will complement that knowledge. That way, the child will find it interesting. The child will find that that knowledge, that skill very important. Another skill again. For example, if a child likes to write, the child is very creative, can write out story. Two skills. The child can either learn how to create ebooks, storybooks using their devices, or they even learn how to create comics book. Okay, so this time they are channeling that idea, that writing skill into with a blend of this tech skill, it becomes very interesting for the children. So let's start with your child's interest, number one.
Oh, okay. That's really, 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 really important. Right? Because some parents actually think that
Because
let me call it what you people call it, coding. Right? That coding is the only tech skill
because that's
ever. Okay. I don't know if this is just amongst our African parents. I don't really know about white parents. Okay. But although that the white parents that we have, you know, I think up to over 60 to 70% of, you know, parents, our parent clients are, you know, from, you know, outside the country, you know, come from outside the country, and they actually learn several things. But then over here in Africa, in Nigeria, where we are based, a lot of parents actually think that the only tech skill that children should learn or should know is coding. Even schools make that mistake as well, right? But there are several. Miss Betty have mentioned contents, right? And that's the ebook, mentioned comics, mentioned stop motion. There are several. So it's just about what learning your child's interests and their potential, their skills, their personality, right? Then you can be able to pick the right tech skill for them. Okay.
Yes.
So the next one I would like to talk about is age.
Yeah.
All right. What's his name? Mark Zuckerberg said that his daughter started learning how to code at 3. But then we need to also understand that there are different stages of programming.
Exactly.
So let me not call it what you people call it. It's also called programming. Okay.
Yeah.
So there are different stages. You know, there's what is called the Scratch Junior for babies. You know, 0 to like 3. Then there's another senior of Scratch.
Yeah.
And then you can go into HTML.
Yeah.
We've once spoken with a school owner that wanted us to teach JavaScript.
Yeah.
Okay.
Python. Yeah.
You know, year 1
to grade 1.
And grade 1 to grade 3. You know, we told them that it would work.
Yeah. Because
they thought we were kidding. After like 2-3 weeks, they say no, they are not following. They're not. Bruh. We also have parents tell us that children is 5 or 4 or 6 and they should learn it. No matter the age your child is, there's always a tech skill they can start learning.
Exactly.
There are tech skills that are gamified. Okay, so you want to go for such skills, you know, such applications. Just check the description. We'll mention some gamified tech skills for children. But I think I just remembered Grasshopper. Okay, Grasshopper. All right. So it gamified coding. All right, it gamified coding and several others. So what age should your child actually start learning a tech skill? Well, what age did you enroll the child into year 1 or grade 1? Okay, I think that's the better way to put it, right?
Yeah.
So if your child is able to start understanding A is for apple, B is for 1 plus 1, then there is definitely a tech skill that it fits him or befits her. All right. So by getting to, you know, discover, just as Miss Betty mentioned, their interests, okay, you can start training them. All right, because there's something I've actually noticed about the children, today's children. They are quite very sharp,
very smart,
and very smart. Okay, I believe that some parents are watching. You must be wondering how your child was able to open your smartphone. Okay. So they are this Gen Alpha. All right, they are quite smart. Okay, so don't underrate your child. Technology around them will not mar them, all right, but rather they will start learning how to actually subdue and take good advantage of technology. Which other one, Miss Betty?
Another thing that you need to look out for as a parent is also how qualified the trainer is, the instructor, the facilitator.
Quality of the
how
program.
Qualified is this facilitator to be able to pass this knowledge to my child?
Yeah,
because sometimes some facilitators are fantastic facilitators, but they have the strength when they are working with adults.
Yeah,
they know how to coach adults, they know how to train adults, they know how to teach.
Yeah.
So when it comes to children, there's another level of understanding that you need to, you need to possess before you can be able to teach children. I remember when I was writing my Microsoft Certified Educator examination, there are so many, levels, steps that an educator needs to, especially when you're educating children, right?
Yeah.
There are so many levels that you need to understand. So as a parent, before you just, push your child to that training program or that class, let's know how qualified this educator is. Can this educator speak the language of my child?
Mm-hmm.
Can my child be able to say, oh, I like this teacher, is so nice, she understands, she's patient? Because sincerely, some children can be very, very, very amazing.
Yeah.
And if you don't have a level of patience, yes, so that is also one thing as parents. Let's look at how qualified is this this trainer before we now put our child into learning that tech skill from that particular program with that teacher.
Awesome. That cannot be overemphasized.
Yes.
Right? Most parents are always looking for the cheaper one.
well, cheap is really
however way the economy is dealing with you, man. There's always the one you can afford, but then it's your child we are talking about here. So it's best that you don't even train them at all than putting them in classes, of all qualified trainers.
Yes.
Okay. And I think what you should also do is, at least for the first few,
weeks or
days of engagement, hang around.
Yes.
All right. See how the trainer is able to communicate. See how the trainer is able to, handle some difficult situations in the class. Maybe a child is screaming. Do they scream? I say, will you keep quiet, you this, whatever, right? So you just need to hang around to be able to actually, qualify the quality of the trainer. All right. The next one you need to take note of is the learning environment. So learning environment is about, is it best an online class or best an offline class or on-site class, in person, right? A few things I need to say about this. For online, actually putting your child to learn online is also a training of itself.
Exactly.
Okay. Now, during the COVID, a lot of classes happened online. Okay. So while it was extremely new, totally new to some children, to some other children, especially in the West, it was normal. All right. And people actually had classes online,
yes,
not just academic classes, also tech skill or digital skill classes.
Yeah.
Okay. But then there are still some age that next thing they'll start scattering everywhere, especially when they see, if it's a group class, that everywhere is going to be more messy.
Yes.
So when they see other people aren't, the next thing they'll start crying. I believe you must have noticed this. So you want to make sure that the technology required is adequate. All right, it's adequate. All right.
Another thing again that parent needs to look out for, especially when it comes to digital skill, is the duration of this class. Because the child will need to sit down on a computer, they need to be a specific
especially
duration.
if it's an online class, right?
Especially if it's an online class, there need to be a duration that the child can go for, especially children, with their attention span, and this is tech, so it can really be a lot trying to take in a lot of information. So you need to also look at the duration of the class and to add to the age as well. A teenager may be able to learn at 2 hours, 3 hours, but a child may not really have that patience to sit on a computer for
long.
Exactly, because for my class, I always try to do 1 hour, and then we may have maybe like 30 minutes for question and answers, and then after the class they always have tasks that they can do so that they don't get bored, they don't get tired. If the program is going to be for 3 months or for 2 months, can we break the class into maybe like twice in a week? Because they will also have other activities that they need to do, and we need to also be careful because this is screen. We need to also try as much as possible to limit their screen time so that they can also have other activities that they can do in between. And I believe that when you speak to the facilitator, the trainer, even the organization, they can be able to work on a specific timetable, a specific schedule that your child can follow through to have a an interesting class.
Yeah. So just to add to that point on duration and pace of the class, number one is, like she said, sometimes parents actually think that learning a tech skill is the same thing as academical classes. Okay.
Yeah.
At school. Okay. They are not the same. All right. Except if you don't want your child to go to school, that the school for him or her is that tech class. All right. Then they can just keep attending and attending and attending. Right. But then there's something about creating hunger for the next class.
Exactly.
In them. That's one. And then number two is giving them time to practice what they learned.
Yes.
All right. Because unlike school, if the child is learning something like animation and then they took a class on animation today, so it's like an everyday thing, which we don't encourage, is everyday thing. So they took a class on animation today, an hour 45 minutes class, and then they give an assignment, okay, try to do the modeling, yada whatever. So the child literally have between today and the next day to carry out that thing. So if the child has other activities to do, it's not gonna work.
Yeah.
All right. And when the more the child comes to class to meet with the instructor or facilitator and he or she did not do the work, all right, it's usually frustrating to us. Let me talk as a facilitator. All right, because these are things that you actually use to test if the child learns or not. All right. So please, let's try to the maximum I can say recommend as duration per week. All right, for children learning tech skill is 3 times. All right, and this 3 times is if it's probably a long vacation. But if the child is going to school, please, the max I can recommend is 2. In fact, in our club is actually once in a week. All right, because we ensure that the child has enough time to practice, do other things, and so on and so forth.
Before you move, when you say 3 times a week, you didn't specify like what's the duration period. Like, give me like 3 times for morning.
No, not 3. So I'm actually like first day 1 hour.
Oh, so that's 1
hour. 1 hour is the best. Okay, 1 hour, because no matter how much a child enjoys something, he can get bored after 1 hour, and that is why in school the maximum duration they give is 45 minutes.
Yeah, 40 minutes.
All right, 45 minutes. Yes. Okay, so 1 hour maximum per contact. All right, now another thing that I need to also add here is I know one of the reasons why parents do this is because of funds, is because of money. You know what I'm about to say?
Yes, I know.
Please, 3 months, 6 months, even 1 year is not actually enough for your child to master a tech skill.
Exactly, because consider like it's virtual.
Yeah, even if it's physical.
It's physical.
How many years did they go to learn English? They learn English from grade 1 till I stopped learning English after my first year university. So that's literally like I learned English for over how many years? 6 years in primary school, 6 years in secondary school, for 13 years.
What about those that study English language as a course?
Imagine people that have studied it as a course. So I know that sometimes we are careful, we are spending too much money and so on and so forth. All right, but please, let's try to develop the culture of keeping our children, because they are even still children.
Yes.
Where are they running to?
Yeah,
if you enroll a child at 6 to learn animation, and then you say, please, I want him to learn it for 1 month, and then after 1 month, they actually expect that the child it doesn't work that way. All right, please, let's develop the mindset of keeping the long-term mindset. Okay, we only see this again amongst foreign parents. They are the ones, we've had children that have been with us for over a year.
Yes,
2
years.
Okay, for over a year. I'm very sure of a year.
Yes.
Okay, but then when the other people from our special part of the world come to see, they want 1 week, 1 month. 2 months.
So
It doesn't work that way.
They want you to perform magic.
They want you to perform magic.
Right.
You know, but then these people put them in school. Grade 1, grade 2, grade 3, grade 100. They're still going to that school.
Yeah.
Okay. The more they actually stay with that instructor, the better they get.
Yes.
All right. The better they get at it. So please remove the timestamp out of how long should the training go. Okay. We may recommend that say 3 months. We are saying 3 months because we don't want you to stone us. Got it. So it's not like, okay, you can't go 6, you can't go 1 year, all right? So you can keep them because the longer they stay, the better they get.
Yes.
Especially for children, 6 years, come on. They can stay as long as possible and they will definitely keep getting, because for instance, if I'm teaching a child video editing, I can teach a child video editing for 5 years and I won't get tired. Yeah, because even me as a video editor, I still learn. Even till now, I still keep learning and learning because this is a fast skill. Okay, medical doctors still go to school. All right, they still learn and learn and learn. So please take out the, okay, I want it for 1 year, 2 years out of, you know, your mind, and please save money so that they can keep learning and learning, and you know, until they get better. So we've actually been talking for quite a while. This is like the first part of this, so it's like a test. If you like this, so do let us know on the comment that it's helpful and you want us to do a second part, because we have a lot to talk about on this topic. Okay, so again, just know that we have a holistic one-to-one program academy. We have Tech Online Academy coming up in September 16th. I don't know when you'll be watching this, but whenever you're watching this, there's definitely going to be a cohort that it's either running or will run. All right, exactly. So just check the description to reach out to us so that we can talk about, you know, enrolling your child into any of our tech digital skill program. Is Betty final word?
Please allow the children, just give them time. Okay, it's not magic. It's a tech skill, so they need all the necessary time that they can have, you know, just to ensure that they are able to learn. So please, parents, just give them time. I believe that one at a time, they will be able to practice and, you know, just give you that result that you're looking out for. But it may not happen in 1 day, it may not happen in 1 month. You know, you just give them time. I believe that they will definitely be able to pick up. You know.
All right, thanks for watching this, and we'll catch you on the next one. Bye.